This is a heads up. We need to pay attention to this situation. Again, I think a major nationwide false flag is about to go down. Heads up.
We have breaking news coming out here stating that Darren Wilson does not think that he will face criminal charges in the death of Michael Brown. Also, let me remind everybody here that Mr. Wilson isn't just disappearing into the shadows, he's doing so with over $500,000 they have raised for him.
Here we go. Move back. Move back. Move forward. Move forward.
What the heck? We're back. Stay back. I want to get out. What the hell? What a parking lot. What the hell? Stay in line. Stay in line. We're on the parking lot.
Move back. Move back. Move back. Parking lot. Move back.
I'm even a hell. Let's go.
Let's get in the car. Try to get in there.
Hey, right there! I ain't no threat. I don't got a fucking weapon on leg.
My leg is behind my head.
Officers are just running everywhere through the crowd, chasing people down the street.
Walk this way. You're under arrest. Stop resisting. Walk this way.
You hurting her, Shane. That's a child.
You're under arrest. You're under arrest. Let's go. Get back. Step back. You're under arrest. You're under arrest. You're under arrest.
Don't block the media, officer. So you're intentionally blocking our view. This officer is intentionally blocking the view of media.
That's fine. Get that guy in the rear right there. Doing what, bro? Huh? Doing what? You want?
This officer Dean has been. Excuse me. Excuse
I can't
me.
see. Get that out my face.
This officer has been aggressive towards
Get that
not
out
only.
my face.
Sir, I'm the media. I have the right to film.
The guy in the red one.
This officer Dean has been aggressive towards the protesters and is now attacking the media.
Where reports are surfacing here from two separate confidential sources stating that trauma treatment for the soon-to-happen riots will be handled by the Barnes Christian Hospital at 11125 Dunn Road, St. Louis, Missouri. They're stating that 3 floors are being cleared out in anticipation of victims coming in from the rioting. 1 floor for police, 1 floor for protesters, and a 3rd floor for injured police family members.
So here we go again. So the FBI arrested 2 men Thursday night accused of purchasing explosives they planned to use during protests in Ferguson, Missouri. A law enforcement source told CBS News. Here comes the domestic terrorism stuff, right? This guy's just getting in town and this stuff happens. Wow, what a coincidence. Smells like a setup if you ask me. So here comes the domestic terrorist stuff.
Now, this is the traditionalist American Knights of the KKK. They distributed the flyers and they told the protesters that they have awakened a sleeping giant. All right. Now, MSNBC host Chris Hayes did this really great interview with Frank Ancona. He is the leader of this particular KKK chapter. And here his reasoning. Here's what he has to say about this whole situation.
Gunshots in the area are reporting a spike in sales. And now the traditionalist American Knights of the Ku Klux Klan are sensing an opportunity, distributing flyers around the St. Louis area that read, quote, "Attention to the terrorists masquerading as peaceful protesters. You have awakened a sleeping giant. The good people of St. Louis County of all races, colors, and creeds will not tolerate your threats of violence against our police officers, their family, and our communities. We will use lethal force as provided under Missouri law to defend ourselves." Joining me now is Frank Ancona. And the remedy under the law is to shoot someone?
The flyer says,
Frank?
if you read it, it says defend. It talks about defense. So in order to defend yourself, that means you're being attacked.
Seems like you are attempting to bring about the exact same thing that you're saying you're against.
No, actually, it's addressing the people who are making these terroristic threats.
At the St. Louis airport, where we're following up on a lead that the National Guard has been activated today. We saw a Facebook post earlier that the Guard has been deployed to Ferguson. We drove by the command center at the target and did not see any units setting up. However, when we arrived at the airport, we did see a large number of guardsmen reporting for duty. We did get a chance to talk to one of them. Of course, we cannot, release his name or say anything on who he was, but he did get a call. He was activated today, and then they've been told to report. They do not know where they are going yet, but they have been called in to go to active duty. We will keep you updated on this story as it unfolds, but the National Guard has been activated today to report to posts.
Well, it just so happens that the FBI, as of today, has just shipped in about 100 more agents on top of all the agents they already had crawling around the place. 100 more to help deal with any problems that could arise from what's about to happen.
Just yesterday, a Navy veteran pointed out some unnerving government presence not far from Ferguson, Missouri, and now he's looking for another job. Mark Paffrath was leaving work from the Drury Hotel in Chesterfield, Missouri Thursday when he noticed something unnerving: about 100 Department of Homeland Security vehicles in the parking garage. Paffrath snapped a couple photos and took a short video that he uploaded to his Facebook page. His Facebook status read, "Why are all the cops here? I wonder if it has anything to do with Ferguson." Paffrath also included the hashtags Ferguson and No Justice, No Peace. Drury Hotel in Chesterfield is about 25 miles southwest of Ferguson, where protests erupted since Darrell Wilson, a white police officer, fatally shot Michael Brown, a black 18-year-old, back in August. A grand jury is expected to announce its decision any day on whether Wilson will be indicted, and a lot of people are concerned about more unrest should the decision be no. Shortly after arriving to work on Friday, Paffrath was called into the office of hotel manager Jeff Barker and told to remove the photos and the video. Paffrath did, and then finished his shift. But just 30 minutes after Paffrath arrived to work the next day, Jim Bonnert, director of security for Drury Hotels, told Paffrath that he'd been fired. His Facebook post apparently cost the hotel chain a $150,000 contract with the Department of Homeland Security. As if that wasn't enough, Paffrath also claimed Bonnert told him, "You're a terrorist and you have dishonorably served your country by posting the photos and video." When Paffrath told Bonnert he never put the location of the vehicles on the photos or the video, Bonnert reportedly said, "All they have to do is click on your name and see where you work." Paffrath said Bonnert concluded their conversation by saying, "If you repost the photos and video, you will have the federal government knocking on your door and you will be incarcerated." But it seems that Paffrath didn't take Bonnert's advice. His Facebook timeline shows that on Saturday he reposted at least 2 photos. Paffrath.
Thursday, I took a picture and a short video of the Homeland Security vehicles in the parking garage of Drury Plaza in Chesterfield and posted them to Facebook with the message, "Why are all the cop cars here? I wonder if it has anything to do with Ferguson." hashtag Ferguson, hashtag no justice, no peace. And then come Friday, I was told to remove them by the GM, which is Jeff Baker, which I did. And then on Saturday, today, he told me to go back in his office, which I did. And then the head of security was in there, and he told me I was fired due to the fact that I posted those videos and the picture on Facebook. The head of security actually stated that I dishonorably served my country by posting those videos and the picture on Facebook. You know, if I would have known it was a secret, I wouldn't have done anything at all to harm the company in any way, but that was never brought to my attention that it was a secret.
Now, we did drive through the parking garage at the Drury Inn and verify that the vehicles were in fact parked there. We attempted to get a comment from the manager on duty, who stated that he was instructed not to comment on this and that he would have his point of contact call us back for a comment. We have not received any comment from Drury Inn as of yet.
We have many people snapping shots of these armored military vehicles moving into St. Louis and into the Ferguson area. Now, what you see here are up-armored Humvees. Now, these are hardened against gunfire and IEDs. You can see here on the main road. More tanks in Ferguson, as it states in that tweet. See them here. And you can see the APC North Florissant right there being brought in. So people are seeing this all over the place.
FBI Ferguson decision will likely lead to violence. Likely lead to violence? How do they know that? They know it because the FBI will actually ignite the violence. In my mind, that's what's happening here. We have seen this play over and over. It's a repeat. The same thing happens over and over and over again. And I don't get how Americans can't see that they're being manipulated. State of emergency declared already, unprecedented. Democrat governor in Missouri has already declared a state of emergency before anything even happens. And the National Guard called out, not just in Ferguson, but pretty much all of St. Louis. Protester has car stolen during the Fuck the Police rally. University issues student tips on demonstrating. Darren Wilson supporters pay for pants up, don't loot billboard. If you don't have a gun, get one soon. The headlines for the past week have been unbelievable and inflaming racial tensions there, inflaming protesters, and encouraging actually violence. If you read behind if you read in between the lines, you can see what's happening. But you don't even have to read between the lines, because we've seen this over and over. What happened in Ferguson? Months ago, we were watching videos of peaceful protesters who were actually just kicking out those agents who were trying to ignite violence. And those agents were not from the community of Ferguson. Those residents of Ferguson wanted peaceful protesters. But agent provocateurs go into these communities to incite violence. We saw this with Rodney King. We all thought that these were spontaneous riots erupting. They weren't spontaneous. They were strategic tactics of our federal government to incite violence, to then take away some of our constitutional rights. This happens over and over and over again.